Well, fellas, I guess I'm gonna have to shed some light. Y'all, no introduction. Y'all see the title. Dear single mothers, we see y'all. Demand, we see y'all so entitled and demanding. Sitting back wondering why men won't settle for single mothers. Some are so entitled and so demanding is that to a point to where they believe a man is supposed to settle for them. Well, for that matter, how come there are no single fathers out here that has that same mindset? Why there are no single fathers who believe they are entitled and demanding that single childless women settle for being single mothers? Oh, that doesn't happen. That don't happen. But somehow everything has to be one-sided. Everything has to be a one-way street. Well, to all you entitled and demanding single mothers out there, let Uncle JD hold your hand when I say this. No, it is not up to you to decide whether or not a man should settle to being a step dummy to you and all your children. No, it ain't up to you. It's up to him. That's number one. Number two, stop acting like you are entitled, believing that a man should have to sell for you. No, he doesn't. And it's no different and it's no different than a single childless woman shouldn't have to settle for a man with kids. And yes, the difference is, and here's the difference. Us single dads out here, we understand that. We understand that not all these women will accept us. And we're cool with that. We're cool with that. We respect that. That's their decision. That's their decision to make, not ours. Yet somehow y'all believe that a man has to settle. No, they don't. They have that same option too. It's up to him to decide whether or not he's going to take up that role. Not the single mothers, but that man that they want. And if he doesn't want to play that role, you can't force him to play that role. Now, before you single mothers get all up in your feelings and emotions, let me go ahead and say this. Uncle JD is not saying that there's no man on the face of the earth that's gonna sell for single mothers. Yes, you're gonna have men out there. Some are desperate, some are so desperate as fuck, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, you will have men that will settle. However, what are you willing to do for him to make that decision? And yes, I see all these stupid dating shows and everything. Some of you single mothers, y'all want single childless men. But y'all do not want to align with the things that he expects in order to make that decision. Let's go down the list. Some of you single mothers, y'all don't want any more kids, but y'all want a single childless man to sell for you. That right there is a deal breaker. So You ain't gonna give him any kids of his own, but you expect him to take care of kids you got from previous men. Uh. That shit ain't gonna work. Here's the real kicker. Y'all ain't gonna give them kids of their own. Same time, y'all demand these men not to have any kids from previous relationships. And which of course Uncle JD Ben said that this shit is straight up hypocrisy. You don't want you ain't gonna give him any kids. You don't want him to have kids from previous relationships, but you expect for that man to take care of your children from previous relationships, and you wonder why they're not going for it. And rightfully so. And I know what these single mothers are gonna say. But JD, I don't want to deal with the baby mama drama. And here's the irony of that statement. Sure, y'all don't want to deal with the baby mama drama, but some of y'all, but a good portion of you single mothers have multiple baby daddies. And Lord knows how the shit is running on your side of the fence. Oh, especially if the baby daddy is part of their children's lives. And yes, as we've seen from the barbershop to that fool kick it to the biological dad kicking that McDonald's Happy Meal across the yard because he didn't want the stepfather to bring his kids no food. He will do it himself. Y'all know how that goes. So you single mothers don't want no man that has baby mama drama, but expects that man to deal with your baby daddy drama. How does that shit work? No, seriously. And yes, to all you single mothers out there, no, let me continue to hold your hand. Y'all don't want to put up with anything on this man's side of the fence, but expects for that man that you want to deal with everything on your side of the fence. You see why I call it hypocrisy? You see why I look at it as nothing more than single mothers with a one-track mindset? In the words of, and yes, I do out of anything, I do agree with Kendra G on this. Some of you single mothers wouldn't even date your own goddamn selves. And that's a fact. And if you ain't gonna date yourself, what makes you think a man is gonna date you? And no, I ain't trying to be mean spirit. I'm just stating facts. Hard, cold, bitter, painful facts. It and yes, what I'm about to say is gonna be cold hearted. Some of you single mothers out there, especially the ones who have over 5 children, because I've seen single mothers with from 7 to 11 kids, 7 to 11. Some of you single mothers, my Uncle JD's advice to y'all are better off waiting to your children, waiting for the birds to leave the nest before you get back in the dating market. Yes, I know it sounds cold. It sounds cold, but the truth is the truth. Some of y'all single mothers need to focus on y'all children more than trying to get back into the dating market as quick as you can. And I'm just being upfront and real, calling a ball and a strike a strike. If you have over 5 children, then your children should be is what you should be focused on. Now, as for these single mothers who feel that they are entitled to a man to settle and wants to throw out demands to these men, as I said before, it's up to him to decide. Yeah, Uncle JD said it. Stop trying to make decisions for these men. For these men, it ain't gonna get you the man that you want. It's up to him to decide whether or not he's gonna settle for you or move on to the next. And that's one of the many problems these single mothers have. They feel the need to make men's decisions for them. And when it don't work, and when that shit don't work, they then want to jump on social media asking, excuse me, they want to jump on social media asking and wondering, oh, why these men look at us single mothers the way they are? Really? You don't know why? And let's be upfront and real about something else too. At this point, the shit is like a job interview. You, single mom, is trying to sell yourself. And no, I'm not saying as a slave or anything. I'm just stating this out. You, single mom, is trying to sell yourself to this man you want to settle, no different than a job interview where you are selling yourself to the owner of the company in order to get a job, to get the job. Y'all feeling what I'm saying? You're trying to get this man like a person trying to get a job here. And if you ain't offering nothing, what makes you think he's gonna settle? No fucking way, no fucking how. But then these be the same single mothers on social media asking why these men feel this same type of way about us single mothers out here. Why these men ain't selling for us single mothers, taking care of them and all their kids. Step 1, self-reflecting. Step 2, understand the situation that you're in. Step 3, present yourself. Present yourself and be willing to meet his demands, no different than how you want that man to meet your demands. And no, single mothers, this shit is no one-way street. Yeah, you got demands for him, but you also got demands for you. And you ain't gonna meet his demands, then guess what? Okay then. Off the gate. But I said what I had to say. I'm done and I'm out this bitch. Later. Single moms, you are not entitled for a man to settle for you, nor can you demand a man to settle for you. You have to give these men what they want. And I'm out this bitch. Later.